Thank you guys for joining us here on our Kickstarter profile. We are the Yanks Call It Soccer podcast, that is, recording out of Long Beach, California, bringing you guys your #1 source for all soccer topics and discussions you never knew existed. I'm Jacob Brown.
You forgot to say we are the Yanks.
We are the Yanks, and I'm Jacob Brown.
I'm Sean Reeves.
Thank you guys so much for checking this out on our Kickstarter profile. We are 1 week in to our 60-day campaign. And we wanted to do this video just to give you guys kind of a little insight on who we are and what we're doing, why we're doing this Kickstarter campaign. So we are we're recording our episode number 42 tonight. If you guys have listened to any of our shows, you can catch all of them on iTunes, on Stitcher, or on our home site, yankscallitsoccer.com. We've gotten to the point where we kind of need to step up our game, and that being, if you've heard any of our past shows, one of the things I think you guys would agree with us on is sound quality. So we started this Kickstarter fund to bring in some funds for some mics and also a mixer. The mixer's a dual point. Obviously it works with the mics, but also it's going to give us the opportunity to do a much more professional sound with the guests that we're getting in contact with that are outside of the Southern California region. And so it's just going to be a much easier and more professional sounding way to get in contact and talk with these people on upcoming shows. So as I said, we're 1 week in to our Kickstarter campaign, and we're already at...
We're 21% funded.
21% in.
Which is pretty good.
I'm very happy about that. So thank you.
We're hitting targets. We're hitting our targets.
Yes.
And just to kind of boost a little bit about what we do here. This is our studio. And you can see, this is it. This is where we record. So we do need a little bit of help on the equipment. So our campaign's $1,500. It will go to increasing our sound quality with the mics, and it will go to increasing our ability to reach more of an audience with interviews, with the mixer and the mics and the hosting and all that stuff. That when you get into the podcasting world, it kind of gets, you start to see the costs add up. And our goal here was to do this as friends, was to not put a dime into it.
Right. Just
keep it more enjoyable. And the response that we're getting from you guys as an audience is that you want more of it, and we want to give you more, and we want to make it better. And to do that, we gotta have a little funding to make the quality a little bit better. So that's the goal of the program. That's the goal of the Kickstarter, and we really want to thank all of you that contributed so far.
Thank you.
We're gonna do updates like this probably once a week before each show. Maybe add a little bit more fun to it next time, but this is just the intro to Yanks Call It Soccer's podcast Kickstarter, and thank you guys so much for that.
Wanted to say one quick thing before we do. I mean, there's obviously going to be some people jumping on to Kickstarter that have no idea who we are, might have gotten caught by some of the pictures that we have up, or just kind of curious. Yanks Call It Soccer, that's kind of a curious name. Just to give you guys kind of an insight, if you've never listened to the show, who we are, what we're all about. We're obviously soccer fans. I would say 80% of the time we're discussing the English Premier League, but our topics are not always geared towards the English Premier League. But
well, what's our tagline? I mean, the tagline's...
Our tagline is, before every show, is we're a podcast where we discuss topics and discussions you never knew existed.
That's key.
So if you wanted to listen to a soccer podcast talking about the weekend's fixtures or past week's results, you don't want to listen to us.
We'll touch on it, but we won't.
There's 1,000 other podcasts that you can
true.
get that information, and you can hear people's
Better
opinions and comments. We talk about things that I never knew existed. We had in past shows, for example. Let's give some examples. Past shows. Didn't know if you ever knew this, but there is a club in Germany called FC Santa Claus.
No, that's
or is it Austria?
No, it's up north. It's
Switzerland?
Finland, right?
Somewhere over there.
They're close to the North Pole.
The point is, there's an FC Santa Claus.
Yes.
There was a manager in the MLS who liked to smacked the rookies on the bare tush with his sandals. Proven fact.
Or so much with his hand that it hurt.
Yeah.
So he had to move to the sandal.
So topics like that where you won't
Yeah.
see on the cover of ESPN FC.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the things that we want to discuss, and the vibe of our show is geared towards, if you are a soccer fan,
And you like to laugh.
it's geared toward when you are at home with your soccer buddies, or you're at the pub with your soccer buddies,
yes, good
and
point.
you are bantering back and forth. You are giving it to your friends, or you're receiving the abuse. That's kind of the vibe of our show, just kind of a bantering back around. We have a bunch of extremely funny segment games that we play.
And touching on the segment games is if you look at our reward tier system, one of the rewards
Yes.
on there is the $100 donation or pledge to our campaign. Is we will put you in the tunnel, and in the tunnel is also a segment that we do where we will bring you into the studio. So as you can see, it's a nice warm place to enjoy conversation with us, and we will bring you in
It
here
rubs
live.
the lotion on itself.
It does. Yeah. Well, now you scared them all off. But if you're not local, we can do it via Skype.
For sure.
Which is part of the equipment thing. But in the tunnels, a segment where it's a question answer segment where we get to know you better and you get to know us better, and we get fun with that. And we would love to do that live in the studio. There's other tiers. You don't have to go to the max tier to get live on our show. We have other
But you
tiers.
kind of do want to go to the max tier.
You do want to go in the tunnel. But if you want to just donate, you can donate $1. You can donate $5. Every little bit helps. But we have a tiered system to kind of reward those that that engage with us. But check those out. I think there's a lot of fun things that we do. We want to interact.
Yes.
I think all of them have us interact with you. Like,
For sure.
Like the $25 tier is we'll create an Instagram meme for you, and that includes us interacting with you and making something fun that we'll broadcast on Instagram, on Twitter, and put it on our site and have all that fun stuff going on.
And to close out this quick little video, if you guys are kind of on the fence of like, hey, I don't know who these guys are, I've listened to their podcast, not quite sure, jump on some social media and check us out. Jump on Instagram. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @YCIS, which of course stands for Yanks Call It Soccer. We're on Facebook. And again, check out our home site, yankscallitsoccer.com. You can get a good vibe just through social media of what we're about.
If you don't want to donate, if you don't
always
have
subscribe.
you can always. Yeah, that's the thing is that if you don't have the funds to donate, totally understand that. I don't have the funds to donate to other people all the time. If you don't find, but, there's tons of stuff out there that I see that I like. I just can't throw money their way.
I'd donate to us if
I would donate to us too. I would save my money to donate to us because clearly we're in need. But it's important that you understand. Like check us out on iTunes, Yanks Call It Soccer. Check us out on Stitcher.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun little radio
if you
show.
do not like Apple.
Yeah, and so just as good as donations, stars, comments, all that stuff is fun. And thank you guys so much for just following us here, checking this video out. We'll change it out every now and then, let you guys see it. And one thing that we always end with is we want you to always, always, always let them hear you call it soccer. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll check you out on Kickstarter.
Cheers.